Have you found yourself just like being in a situation that it's difficult to be a Christian in this modern world? You are being even too much drawn to the world and you can avoid this? There are so many things that keeps us far from Jesus Christ, keeps us far from the truth.
I knew all the stories, inspiring people, people of great faith, who made a difference in the world, and they let God be in charge of their life. And then there was me.
So I had a lot of distractions. I had media, all sorts of movies, music, television, did a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing, a lot of four-wheel driving. And on top of all that wasn't enough. I had all sorts of addictions. I had no room for God and God couldn't speak to me.
I think I was distracted by my own feelings, peer pressure and relationships that weren't really going in the right direction, and just what I felt like doing, even though I knew it wasn't right.
If we have real goals in our lives, then we should ask a question to ourselves. What do I want to be in, let's say, 5 years from now on? Where do you want to be? We have to think about that.
I had an old Bible sitting on the shelf and I went and picked it up, and you know what? I discovered amazing things that I never knew. I read the book of Proverbs. Man, that just spoke to me so deeply. I'd open it, and every time I'd open it, I'd find something about drinking, something about, just something that really convicted me. I could hear His voice now, but I still had no conscious decision to follow God.
I finally understood God had a plan for me. His plan will always be better than my plan. And I finally made a decision to trust Him and to let Him write the story.
And you know, what actually is going to help us to change our goals is our communion with God. How often do we pray to God? How often do we open our hearts to Him as if He were our friend? How often do we open the Bible? To have real communion, to have a change of goals, it is only going to take place when we open our hearts to the Lord.
I remember reading the Bible where it says, if a man's going to build a tower and you can't complete it, others will mock him. So I said, okay, I better sit down and I better make a list of all the things that I'll need to give up if I'm going to follow God. And I wrote them all off, and then I made up my mind that night in prayer and in tears to follow God. And you know what? He's blessed me ever since.
I found myself many times being in this situation of not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, and sometimes asking myself, am I a real and true Christian? And sometimes it was hard to answer that question. But when we open our hearts to the Lord, when we surrender ourselves to Him, then the answer comes to our lives. Then the Lord shows us the way where we should walk. The Lord opens different ways actually, you know, and you can see that He is working in your life. You can see that He is leading you in His way.
Serving God and following Him is so much more blessed than serving myself or serving the world or serving my old master, the devil.
How do I do that? The first thing I believe is let's go to the Lord, and He is going to open our eyes. He's going to open ways. The second thing is don't stop having communion with Him. Continue. Keep on going. Even if the situation is not favorable, let us go and do it. And the last thing I believe, we have to keep this relationship every single day, and we will see a difference, a change of goals, a change of life in our experience, and we are going to see a real Christian. And you know what is going to happen at the end? We are going to lead people to Christ for them to become as well true Christians.
And the best part is, you have talents, you have passions in life, and good things that you want to achieve and do in the world. And God's plan takes all that in, and it includes all those things. But when you trust Him and He writes your story, then it's way better than you could ever make it.